Hi guys, welcome back to the part 2 of the hospital series, and in today's video we will be covering Rainbow Children's Hospital. Okay, first of all, if you look at Rainbow Children's Hospital, you can't really compare it with the other hospitals that are there. One of the reasons is the kind of treatment that they provide over here. It is mainly concentrated to expecting mothers, and the second, the most specialized is over here is they cater to a lot of children's treatment. So it could be pediatrics or specialized treatment when you talk about children related care. Okay, so this is the business model over here in a very quick and short and sweet way, right? Now, if you look at Rainbow Children's Hospital, you would have seen over the last 1 year, right, they had a lot of problems because when you compare last year, when you compare FY23 with the FY22, in FY22 the base was higher and there was a lot of COVID, a lot of these infections post COVID that they had seen. In FY23, things started getting normalized for them, right? As a result, it was a bit hard for them to clock in that growth, and on top of that, the extreme seasonality, we witnessed over the last year made it harder. Okay, finally we've come into Q2. As you know, Q2 is the best season, right, for all hospitals, and they have done very fabulous set of numbers here. They have gone back to the pace of growth which used to be earlier, at least the time when they got listed. Okay, so if you look at them, the sales has grown by 25%. If you look at the PAT has also grown by 25%. Okay, so really I would say I'm just really happy for this company, so the pace of growth is back over here. Okay, if you look at the EBITDA margin is the highest you will ever see. EBITDA margin is at around 35.2%. Okay, so overall, all in all, good set of numbers you can tell. Okay, not the best but good considering from where they have really picked up over the last year. Okay, now another reason also, like I tell you, when you compare the sales, you see that the sales has grown by 25%. If you compare, this is FY24, right, September 24. So if you compare September 23, in September 23 the base was very low because September 22 to September 23, if you see, the sales hardly grew by 6%. So one factor is also because last year the base was so low that anything compared to that will also be better. So that is one thing you have to keep in mind. Okay, now let's talk about the hospital KPIs over here. If you look at over here, the occupancy grew by 16%. Okay, so if you look last time in Q2 it was 51.4, and this time the occupancy is at 59.9%, almost 60% ka occupancy it is there. Okay, this is on a consolidated level, that is both combining your mature plus new hospitals. When you talk about ARPOB, which is your average revenue per occupied bed, ARPOB has been down by 9%. Okay, by the way, if you want all of these metrics to understand, I'm going to link a video to the hospital space, how to analyze it. You can look it over there. Okay, so ARPOB, if you see, ARPOB has been down by 9%. Like I tell you, ARPOB is a function of two things. One is your payer mix and the other one is your case mix. If you look at Rainbow Children's Medicare, if you look at over here, the payer mix is like 50% 50% from cash, 50% from insurance, plus or minus 2 on either side depending on the quarter, right? So they don't have any kind of government mix, so overall you can tell, right, payer mix se wahan pe koi problem is not there. Okay, now the second part of ARPOB is, like I told you, is case mix. Okay, and in Rainbow Children Hospital, what did I tell you? There are two kinds of treatment you get. One is for the kids, pediatrics and specialized pediatrics. The other one is for the expecting mothers, which means when they are going to give birth. Okay, now these birth, this delivery part of the business is a bit low ARPOB compared to let's say those specialized when you have to do some neurosurgeon treatment to the kids. Okay, so that is one of the reason that you see ARPOB is a little bit down over here compared to last year to this year, because there has been a lot of this delivery kind of treatments. Okay, and also the one-time treatments that you get, like I told you, Q2 is a very seasonal quarter, best quarter, and in Q2 you see a lot of walk-ins, or could be due to this malaria, dengue, all these seasonal illness, and that also adds up. All of these are a little bit low margin mix treatment. That is why you see, in spite of occupancy being up by 16%, ARPOB is down by 9%. Okay, so next, the other factor over here, if you have to see, is the capex part, right? The capex part is on track. There is no, whatever they have been talking about, in terms of delivering, all of their capex is going on track, because as of right now they have 1935 beds, and they want to take it up in FY27-28. In that year they want to take it up to 2715 beds, and they have a lot of plans. They're coming up with a hospital in Gurugram, they're coming up with another hub model in Hyderabad, a spoke model in Bangalore, in Coimbatore they're going to come up with another one in Tamil Nadu, right? So a lot of things are happening for them, a lot of capex, and all of these capex are on track. They have been operationalized. If they're telling it will be done in Q4, it is being done in Q4 also. Other than that, right now another update that has come from them is, in the existing hospitals now they're putting up a retail store. Okay, let's say there are certain times, let's say for an expecting mother or for kids, you would need certain kind of specialized, not just medicines, but you would need certain kind of baby products, certain kind of products for mothers. So they're putting up a retail store in their hospitals right now, called, and it will be called as Butterfly, and it will also add on to the sales going forward. So this is it. The only negative update in a sense I can tell is over here, the international part of the mix, the international patients as you call it. Now of course, the treatments that you give for Indian patients versus international patients, that is a bit of a higher mix, right? So here the international part of the business has been degrowing because of certain geopolitical issues when you talk in the African subcontinent. So we are seeing less inflow. Not just that, see, if anybody is coming from outside to get a treatment in India, they have to have something called as a health permit. Now a lot of these countries from where we used to usually get patients from, these patients are not getting health permits to come to India and to get the treatment. So that has been a bit of a dampener. Okay, so only that is, I would say, one negative update from here, but overall other than that, everything is great. Like I told you, the sales are good, the KPIs are good, all in all good going. We are finally seeing Rainbow come to a place where we have both, we have growth plus the capex is coming back. The only question to ask over here is, if this growth that we are seeing, this 25% kind of growth, is it sustainable? Because Q2 is a seasonally good quarter, right? And Q3 and Q4 is a mellow down quarter again, you will see. So over here, can they sustain this, or is it just a one quarter thing where we're seeing a kind of a spurt in earnings, and will it again mellow down? That is one thing, that is the only thing you have to look forward, I would say, in Q3. Will they be able to maintain this pace of growth that they have been maintaining all this while? So that is the only thing to watch out for. And like I told you, valuation will be covered in the last set of the hospital series. So that's that for today's video. I'll see you again in another one. Bye.